Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates, then we know what we're going to do. Immediately go to Keith's channel and do the exact same thing, and 93 Lumber spelled out. I will at him in the description box below. What's up, Keith?
Not much.
It's so funny, like, we pretend like we haven't been hanging out all day. Well, we haven't been hanging out since last night. How you doing, buddy? Good? Yeah, okay. And also, this will be airing before the video we recorded before this. Just so you know. So, like, it's all backwards. Reality is, it's all make-believe, guys. All right, so we have a beer courtesy of Billy. Thanks so much, Billy. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Billy. And
I'll put it this way. This video is a tease of some other videos you're going to see later in the week. All right? That's all I'll say. So, he had sent me an earlier vintage of this. It was awesome. So I'm really excited to try this and share it with you. Amazing can art. We were just talking about this before we started recording. Yeah. So it's part of their FOMO series, which is a great name because it's a limited batch. Spiced barrel-aged Bigfoot, barley wine style ale aged in bourbon barrels with, we forgot about this one when we were talking about it off camera. Nutmeg, orange peel, clove, and cinnamon. Okay, so there's not ginger in this. We were talking about ginger off camera for a different reason. 12.5% ABV, so a little bit of an uptick with the barrel aging of the ABV over the regular, and yeah, there's no ginger on the with the. So
did you say Sierra Nevada?
Oh, and it's yes, Sierra Nevada. Go back to Europe. All right, so Billy, thank you so much, man. We're super stoked to try this. Yeah, I said to Keith, I'm like, we could do one more review. I don't know if we should or want to. And he's like, no, like I want to try this. So, all right, you pour yourself as much as you want, buddy.
I'll pour in maybe I'll.
Yeah. We both like the base beer a lot, and again, I've had a version of this before, but it's just. Even, especially the orange, is one of the things we were talking about off camera before we came down to this review. Like the base beer, you get some orange, like orange marmalade, especially in my opinion. So like, kind of smart to put orange peel in it. You can kind of see some of these other spices could work in this beer. You know, like sometimes in these beers we talk about like it almost tastes like cinnamon, or it almost has like this clovey thing, or it does have a clovey thing, but there's no clove in it.
This is you, but I can smell those spices
from this far away. You can smell some of those spices, and it is like the clove for me. I get a little bit of the orange even this far away.
Yeah,
it's
actually from this far away together, it does kind of smell like ginger.
It does, yeah, which is interesting. Yeah. Again, I'm not trying to spoil anything, but you guys will see why we're like ginger's on our mind later in the week. All right, let's do. Yeah, I mean, it looks like how this beer should look with the barrel aging, with the adjuncts. It doesn't seem to have changed the color too much from the base.
Maybe it's a little more red.
Oh, interesting. It could be a little. It is like a little different. It's certainly there's nothing drastically different about the look
or the head color.
Yeah, exactly. The lacing's pretty. Oh my god! Now that's a little closer to my face. I mean, it is so much of the spices.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see about the aroma. Proper. I mean, you can't even get the base beer yet.
Oh really?
Oh, you got some of the base beer. For me, I'm getting initially just like, it's like I almost gotta like try to fight through the spices to get to like the actual Bigfoot.
The first smell I took, I was like, oh, this is kind of like that other beer that we did where you get the beer, but there's additional stuff. But now, I went back in and now I'm getting the spices.
Okay, so we did have the reverse. Because, I was like only getting the spices, like the adjuncts. And then that other sip you guys just saw, or sniff you guys saw, where I really went in there, then I was getting some of the actual like Bigfoot in the aroma, but like, well, and you and I have had this exact same thing as well, like with some of like the lagers and stuff, where you know that style better or whatever, so like you can kind of get stuff that I don't get right away, and then I'm noticing stuff because I'm not used to it, where you almost like take it for granted that it's there. So like, and this is one of the cool things about doing reviews with other people, is just how we process things. no matter which order you get it, this is one where the adjuncts are there.
Yes.
And like, I don't see me using the word subtle when we get to the taste based on the aroma. Like, they're there.
Yeah.
Seem to work well. Like, would you say like they seem to be only separate, or like the whole aroma is nice and pleasant, or they seem like two separate things at this point?
I think they're all one thing, but I can specifically get pretty much everything. The orange peel is a little more subtle than the other things. I think the cinnamon is the biggest one for me.
Yeah. The orange peel, and it makes sense based on what we were saying earlier, is kind of like, not the glue, but like the bridge between the adjuncts and the base beer. Because again, like, you do get a decent amount of orange in the base beer. I will say this too. This is the last thought I have on the aroma. This, to me, I do file under my category of take this aroma and make a scented candle, and I will buy that scented candle because I really, and yeah, the cinnamon, all that stuff, it's just really, it's warm. You know what it is? Even though we're recording this in August, and I can do the math in my head quick enough that this will be released in August. I think it will. This is very fall smelling, but like in a real way. It's not like pumpkin spice chemicals, or like this actually smells like when you walk into a grocery store and they have like the cinnamon brooms or something that you walk through, like it's got like that real stuff. But anyway, I'm sorry, did you have anything else about the aroma?
I don't really get any bourbon or barrel aging stuff.
Oh my god, you're absolutely right.
But I get the beer and I get the adjuncts.
I totally forgot about the barrel aging, because you're right, it's not pronounced. Interesting. Let's see about the taste.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thanks again, Billy. Do you want to start?
The only thing I really want to say, at least first, is the adjuncts are way more. I can't think of a word.
You can say like interwoven or
approachable.
Okay.
Than like based on like the nose. Like you're not getting drowned in adjuncts in the taste.
Unmistakably there.
Yes. Yeah.
But not distracting, not, I wouldn't even say, like overpowering, like, and that's why I was wondering if you're going to say interwoven, because to me this beer is doing an interesting thing where these adjuncts at the same time are separate from the Bigfoot, and maybe because I know the Bigfoot profile well enough that that's easy to do, but also kind of interwoven in the beer. All you know, so like these two things I know are contradictory, but it's doing both of those things for me. I think the choice of adjuncts, although I do think ginger would be nice in this, but I think they're kind of going more for like a chai thing. Well, I think I definitely have had chai that has ginger in it anyway. I think ginger would work in this, just as an FYI, since we keep talking about ginger.
Yeah, it kind of like, but like it kind of gives you the impression
right?
of ginger a little bit.
This is the first drink we've had today.
Yeah.
So everyone knows. And also avoid, like with these kinds of spices added, it avoids, like I said, how it smells like a candle. It doesn't like drink like, not that you would drink a candle, but like it doesn't drink
it's not
like
offensive. It's not.
Yes, exactly what I'm getting at. Yeah,
it's not a. I feel like there is a like word for that.
Because again, like this thing that's gonna sound contradictory. The adjuncts are bold, but not overpowering. Like it keeps like walking this line. I gotta go back to the barrel aging.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
I get the most subtle oak in the finish, and I'm talking like as subtle as you can be that I would notice it. Like it's so like it's like 1%. You know, like it's not 0. But it's not 100%. Like it's like, oh yeah, there is some oak. It'd be fascinating to try this beer without the barrel aging and just see like, oh, maybe it is adding stuff we're not processing, but like it's not vanilla-y, it's not coconut-y, it's not bourbon-y. There's some warmth, but the base beer has the warmth too. Like
it does dry out.
Maybe that's helping with that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's I don't think that's the barrel. I think that's the like spices.
The spices, the ABV can dry things out, but I do think like oak. I know this is bourbon oaked, but like oak can dry things out.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, like there's a lot of potential reasons that this dries out, I guess.
Yeah.
I agree with what I said earlier about the orange being like a bridge in the aroma. I think the same thing in the taste. Like it's at times it's hard for me to tell where does the real orange end and the orange that I perceive in Bigfoot begin. You know, whereas the other adjuncts, it's more obvious that like that's clove, not like the base beer has some clovey notes. No, but it works with the base beer.
Yeah, for sure.
The increased alcohol by a couple percentages. Again, I'm not like, or maybe I shouldn't say again. I'm not sure if I made this point at all yet on this video because we've done more than one video. But like, it's not so much I get the ABV in the taste, but like you can tell it's a higher alcohol beer. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like you taste ethanol alcohol. Some warming in the chest, which is impressive based on some of the stuff we've recently consumed. That you'd still like your body would still process like, no, this is also giving you some warmth. I don't think. Well, I think you've kind of said this too, right? Like the spices, like you can still enjoy the Bigfoot of the beer, which is cool, like through those spices. God, this smell. And now I'm smelling a little bit of like pine needles and stuff too, like some of like that West Coasty, Sierra Nevada special that they do like with their IPAs and stuff, and their Bigfoot, where it's got that very, and I mean this in the most loving way, like the very traditional West Coast style IPA kind of ways that they do include in their Bigfoot. Excuse me. So like, you get the orange, but you also get like some pine needles, which works really well with the spices they've added.
Because I'm assuming the base beer, well, they do barrel age it. Do they say how long? Multiple. Oh. What we brewed, a beastly winter sipper featuring multiple vintages of Bigfoot, up to 7 years in hibernation, blended and finished in bourbon barrels on mulling spices. So this is...
Oh, I didn't even see... I thought that was part of the government warning. So under what I read, there's like another section that's smaller font that is what Keith just read.
Yeah, so this is a blend of different
Interesting.
Because that's what I was going to ask. Is this like a fresh... Because it's dated November 21st, 2023. So,
okay. Yeah.
So I was wondering, like, is this a fresh Bigfoot that was like barrel aged or like whatever? But apparently it's a blend.
And that makes some sense. 'Cause I thought it was the adjuncts, but some of the, I'll use the word sharpness of like a fresh Bigfoot. It's one of the reasons I like aging it a little bit. They're not there. And I was just totally, I don't think I even said anything about that. Like, I was just attributing it to the spices. But yeah, that's like also an age thing for sure, blending thing. And if for people who care, and this is another thing, not even just like beer review conversation, but just beer drinkers in general. Like, what's more important, what you're tasting or that you're tasting what's on the label? So like if you're one of the people who's just like, it's just what you're tasting, no complaints. If you're like, well, the label says this and I'm not getting it, still no bourbon. And we've had how many sips at this point? So if that is something you care about, this is not a particularly bourbon-y beer. Yeah. Or even the oak coming through really.
Yeah. Kind of like what you alluded to, like it could have been a kind of like something they did to just round it out.
It might be doing something that we can't process because we don't know what it tastes like without the barrel aging. But in terms of things that we both know barrel aging and bourbon barrels can do, don't seem to be getting any of that in the beer. So that'd be my only knock if you're one of those people who want what's advertised, which is a very fair opinion. Like, hey, this is supposed to have this thing, I'm not getting that thing, what the heck? Like, that is a fair criticism. I typically land on, but how does it taste? So to me, it's not a big deal. I'm not I'll put it this way, I'm not missing it. I'm not like longing for, this would be a great beer if only I had that. I'm just like, no, this is cool and good.
There isn't like a hole that the
Yeah.
bourbon is supposed to
Yes,
fill.
exactly. Yeah, that's more of an emotional hole, but anyway, that's an off-camera conversation. All right, Keith, anything else before we wrap this up?
I don't think so.
So again, guys, make sure you check Keith out. You can see how nice of a guy he is. 93 Lumber, spelled out. I will add him in the description box below. So check him out, subscribe to his channel. He's also on Instagram, so check him out there. It's also spelled out, 93 Lumber there. What I mean by that is it's not the numbers 9 and 3. You spell out 93. That's what I'm always, when I say that, maybe I should specify what I mean by spelled out. And once you're checking out this awesome gentleman, make sure you check me out on Instagram and on Tapped. No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, clink, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.